StarCraft. The board
game.
PNG logo. Do you have a logo? There's one. StarCraft. Hamilton. What are you doing? Images. Start with this one.
You know the drill. Ali, come on up. Get you some lap time.
This is our board game logo. Hello, Arcadius.
Yo, yo.
Namas. My guy, how y'all feeling?
Amazing.
Mitten. Mitten, get down from there.
What's up, Flippy?
Flippity doo da day.
What's up, girl? What's up? Hi, Jason.
Thank you, Flippy. Good to be back.
All right. Choose a first player. Randomly choose a player to receive the first player token. I'll get it. This player places the token before them. Throughout the game, this first player is called the first player. This first player token is called the first player. Mittens, don't even think about it. What are you doing? Mittens? Mittens! He's ignoring me. He's knocking around my painted miniatures. Mittens! Okay.
Psst. If it fits, I knocks them off. Then I
Knocking down some stuff.
He's doing mitten things.
What are you doing over there, Mitten? You want to play? You can play up here. Okay. So
Ooh,
we got
nice.
a first player.
That's it too.
Number 2, choose factions. Okay. Joe, you've played StarCraft.
Long time ago.
What is your favorite faction?
I don't even remember.
You don't remember the factions, Joe?
Nope.
Get out of my house.
Okay.
Damn it. Stay here. We got to play this game. So there were humans, there were Protoss, and there were Zerg.
Zerg.
Emperor Zerg.
Ray, do you have a favorite faction of the 3?
Let's see. I remember the Protoss kicking my ass.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'll try the Zerg.
Okay. Zerg, and then I will be the Protoss, and Joe, you will be the standard humans.
Okay.
Battle cruiser operational. Launch all fighters, is what they would say.
The Russian?
Duh.
Yeah, I think the battle cruiser captain might be a little Russian. The Protoss is saying, "My life for hire," and what was another one? I don't know. My
Chat
life
remembers.
for hire. What would the carriers say? All right. Well, anyway, so we picked the factions. We got them. Starting with the first player and proceeding clockwise, each player chooses a faction he wishes to play. Place the corresponding faction sheet directly in front of them. So, within your faction, you have 2 choices. So, I'm going to give you these faction sheets, and you will choose. For Joe, he chooses between Jim Raynor and Arcturus Minx. And for Ray, it's either the Queen of Blades when she was in the expansion or the Overmind.
Oh.
And for me, it's Tassadar or Aldaris. And how do they differ? Well, I think the special victory condition is the only thing that looks different. Yeah, these values are all the same. So the special victory condition is the only thing that's different. So we've got you immediately win the game if you control more areas than each other opponent during the regrouping phase during stage 3 of the game. A number of conquest points required for all enemy players to gain a normal victory is raised from 15 to 20. So that will extend the game time. I will throw that one out because I want a shorter game just in case we can squeeze in another game. All right, so did you, Joe, did you pick?
Yes, I got Jim.
Jim
Okay.
Raynor, okay, give me that. So Jim Raynor's the good guy, and this guy I think eventually went bad.
Let's see. I immediately win the game if I control at least 3 areas that provide conquest points during the regrouping, or I immediately win the game if I have a base on at least 3 different planets during the regrouping. So I have to go out and expand.
Bases or what?
Control 3 areas that provide conquest points, or bases on 3 different planets.
I think bases on 3 different planets sound
be
easier
easier.
because what if the planets with the conquest points are like across the galaxy or something?
So let's go over mine.
Over mind. Chad's probably the fan favorite would be the Queen, or what do you call her? The Queen of Blades. But okay,
Yeah, I
so
should have let chat.
each player each player takes all the game components corresponding to his faction. These include the plastic figures. Okay, Mittens in the way of the plastic figures. Some of them are broken, so hopefully you won't need all of your plastic figures. And then I can slowly repair them as we play with glue. But your battle cruisers, Joe, I think almost every single one except for like 1 or 2 are broken on the stands. So I think the battle cruisers can just be on the board without the stand. And who knows how many battle cruisers you'll build. You'll probably have a shitty economy. I'm just playing, giving you shit.
Wow.
So we give you your plastic figures, your combat deck, your technology deck, your order tokens, base tokens, worker tokens, transport tokens, building tokens, module tokens, and a reference sheet. So you all have reference sheets already. Let me get you all of these tokens. So I think my guys are yellow. Joe, your guy, so it was yellow or orange. We're not playing with orange. Joe, is Jim Raynor red?
No.
Come on. Blue?
Yes.
Ah, all right. I love red. Red Marines. But Joe went with Jim Raynor.
Red go wild.
There's, I think, all your... Did I smash a miniature over there?
No.
Okay. And then...
Give it time. The day's still young.
Yeah.
The day is still young. The Overmind, I think you're either green or purple.
Yeah, Overmind is green because I think Queen of
Overmind
Blades
is green.
purple.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you look at the player board and you can see it's green. So your other one was purple.
I'm sorry, Chad. I let you down.
And then let me.
Is that freaking blue? Man, look at all these
Ghost.
workers. My girl must have like a hoo-ha, like a revolving door.
Mitten.
It's like they're all not dead yet. I've still got work to do.
Everybody is organizing their armies in nice little cool rows. Oh, fun. And Mittens became disinterested when we wouldn't let him knock shit over.
So I can't destroy it. I'm out of here.
Mitten. Where you going, Mitten? Here's orange, purple, yellow, red, green.
Sweet.
What am I? Am I orange or am I yellow? I'm yellow. Joe was blue. Blah.
Freaking blue.
Are you freaking blue, Joe?
Apple D, apple die.
What? These are planet cards.
Alright, we gotta shift you fuckers over so there's just a swarm of these little guys. Mo, CD ain't letting me do this the easy way.
All right. So I've got your miniatures. I've got your cards. So I think we need them in separate decks. Technology deck and order tokens. Okay. So take the tokens out of your baggies once you're done organizing your armies, though, and organize them into their separate files.
Uh-oh. More separating. I'm doomed.
A lot of sorting and separating, it seems like, in this game. Because there's lots of different pieces and elements to it. Like the base building. Great, so now that I got brighter lights, I think my white balance is too high. What do y'all think, chat? My exposure, oh my god, the exposure's on 2+ here, that's too much. Needed to be 1. Yeah, there we go.
Overexposed.
So it was overexposed on this camera. Now we're looking good. All right.
A bit shiny.
Okay. I'll need to organize the card decks. But how do we know what is what on the cards? Because there's a combat deck, a technology deck. So there's only 2 decks. Okay. I'm going to say the combat deck is the one with the red and the green on the top. And the technology is the ones with the blue on the top. Yeah. Alright. Since this is the first time we're opening the game, there's a little bit of sorting involved. That's why the stream is called Setup. Setup. Want a little makeup. Put a little setup. Table. Got a little setup. Combat cards. Each faction has its own technology. Each faction has its own. It would have been helpful if you told me how many. Oh well. All right. So once you got that done, Joe, your deck of cards. Oh, I could do it for you. I have your deck of cards over here. So this looks like the combat. Shit, I don't. You have some different looking cards.
Why always gotta be different?
So I am.
I'm different. I'm different. Okay, I think. All right, so Joe's just has slightly more technology
That won't
looking.
save you.
Oh, the humans and the Zerg wipe each other out because Joe and Ray. All right, so there's a technology deck and a combat deck. The combat deck is the one with the numbers at the top. And now I'll separate the Zerg's technology from the combat.
I'll separate OJ's head from his body.
With some
What'd I do to you?
talons.
You were born.
You were born. You were born.
That's an
Now
affront.
that
That's an
that's a
affront to the
reason for war.
universe. You must be punished.
Punished. All right, combat deck, technology deck.
Sweet. Coming at you with that big deck energy, baby.
Shit.
All right. Well, I think we got all the components there. So, place the conquest track to the side and place each faction's conquest marker on the 0 space of the track. Each faction's conquest marker. What would a conquest marker look like? Do you show me an image? Aha. Conquest tracks and markers, they're little circles. I don't have a circle. Do y'all have a circle?
This one?
Yes. Throw it to me. You son of a bitch, you've got a circle. What about you? Do you have a small circle like this? Oh, here's mine. And here's
yeah,
yours.
There's mine. I was about to say, I'm looking over
Hey.
here like,
Okay. Kill him. So we put this on the 0 part of the tracker right there. That's the conquest tracker. All right. So, place depletion tokens. Place the depletion tokens in a pile to the side of the main play area where all players can easily reach them. Well, depletion. What are the depletion tokens? That's, I think, oh, I got it. So that's, you remember in the RTS when you are harvesting stuff, eventually, you'll run out of the crystals and the gas. Can anybody remember the names of the crystals and the gas in
Chat well.
chat? Will remember.
I think gas. I just keep thinking OJ anyway.
We'll just put those tokens to minerals and Vespine gas. That's what it was.
There you go.
Vespine gas depleted.
Thespian gas.
Are you token to me? Flippy, you're funny. Prepare the event deck. I already have.
Wait, which one is this?
This is the
Oh, shit.
Pretty sweet one.
Darth
Return
Maul
the remote
Academy,
card.
baby.
set up the galaxy. Set up the galaxy according to the procedure. Set up the galaxy.
You do the
What
snap.
up, Drew?
All right. Receive planets. Randomize the planet tokens by placing them in an opaque container or mixing them face down on the table. Starting with the first player, each player draws 2 planet tokens, reveals them, and then takes the 2 actual cardboard planets that correspond to his drawn planets. Okay. Okay, so we'll just kind of shuffle these a little bit. And then Joe
Shit.
will cut the deck.
You got one job, Joe.
Cut the cheese.
You know, your specialty.
Okay. And then each player is going to receive, starting with the first player, each player draws 2 planet tokens. So that's me. I get this one. I get this one. Oh, I got fucked. Ray got this nice big one. That's a nice big one.
Hey, genetics, man.
And you got another nice one. Joe, you got guess some okay ones.
Give him the moon.
It works.
Okay, so once we got that, then you receive the, tell me what the name of the planet is. We'll start with Joe.
Hokion.
Hokion?
Yep.
Hokion and what?
And Tarsunus.
Who, son?
Tarsunus.
You better be. Let's see. Aha. Tarsonis. Yeah, you're right, Joe. What was the other one?
Helicon.
Oh, this was a video game. Halcyon.
Halcyon.
Okay, what are your names? Ray.
First off is Taurus,
Taurus. That's easy.
That your sign?
Bull, and Akaro.
Akarul. Okay. Those are your 2 tokens. Mine are Antigua Prime. Antigua Prime. And Chow Sara?
Chow Chow.
Is that Chow Sara? I think so.
Botany Bay.
What's Botany Bay? That sounds familiar.
Khan.
Oh, Star Trek. Okay, so we got that. Now, return unused components. Return all the planet tokens drawn by the players to the game box. A game with fewer than 6 may also return any unused planets and their with undrawn planet tokens to the game box, along with the corresponding resource cards. Then return any faction and its components not being played to the game box. So there's really only 6 planets? Oh, maybe this will be a quick game.
Hey, I only need bases on 3.
We're just going to fucking crash into each other and see for supremacy whose species is the most awesome. First round of planet placement. The first player selects one of his 2 planets and places it. The first player selects one of his 2 planets and places it centrally in the middle of the table. He may then, if he wishes, place a friendly base on any area of the planet he just placed. Okay, well, my planets look almost identical. One has more gas. Yeah, I'm going to go with the one that has more gas. And I may place a base on it. What is the base? I need to know what the bases look like. Module, building tokens. What is a base? Gateway, robotics, Stargate. So no, those are not bases. Modules. Oh, are these bases? Yeah, these are bases. Okay. Okay, so it says I place a planet first, and then I am allowed to put a base on it. So, first round of planet placement. The first player selects one of his 2 planets, places it centrally in the middle of the table. He may then, if he wishes, place a friendly base on any area of the planet. I think Protoss really like crystals, if I'm right. So I'll put my base on the crystals. Okay, now what? Next, the player to his left, Ray, chooses one of his 2 planets. That player must place his planet adjacent to the planet already on the table, in whatever orientation they choose, as long as the new planet can connect to the planet already on the table. So you have to connect in one of these 3 slots.
Yeah.
Where do you want to connect?
My orientation will be asexual. We don't judge here.
Okay. Like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, once you place your planet, He may then use a normal navigation route to connect the two planets. That's what we did. That player may then, if he wishes, place a friendly base on that. So base are your larger squares. You have smaller squares, and you have larger squares. I believe your base is the larger square.
Let's. Well, I'm not sure if that are these because it has numbers on them, or just do like.
I have no idea either.
So, let's.
Oh, you know what's so funny? Is these tokens that I gave you, those were the ones we were supposed to randomly draw because you can see how these, I guess, are double-sided. And so this kind of keeps it secret which planets
like
you're
which
drawing.
one you're
But we
getting.
already dealt them out randomly. So give me your planet tokens back because they don't serve a purpose other than that.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, you placed your base on the gas, the 3 gas. Ray has gas.
I just need some ginger ale. That'll clear up.
Joe, I think you're next, my friend.
Okay, right here.
You
I
want
too will get gas.
Base.
base.
Oh, your base are belong to Jimmy.
Jimmy, you better choose a side. Let's do our vote. Oh, voting's only 1 and 2, isn't it? That's a bummer. There's no like faction 3,
One of us won't be here.
and you're choosing gas as well.
Shit.
Well, I could do 2 crystal, but 3 gas I think is better for bugs. Yeah, spider bite. That's all 7 layers.
Because can't you? How do you do a prediction? A prediction is only between 2 sides, right?
I thought it was 3
No,
now.
you can do 3 because we had it up to 4 before.
Get out of here. Can you do?
When we
who's
did the
Flip-
free, when we
Flippy?
did the free for all.
Do you know how you do that? And you can do more than 2. I didn't know that. All right, then do a poll, everybody, on who they thinks are going to win. Ray is Zerg, Joe is Human, or Terran, and I am Protoss.
Karens.
Excuse me? We are declaring war on the
The Karens.
If
on
they-
the Fumans.
They want to see your manager.
On the Fu Manchus.
Well, today is the right day for that.
Oh, wait a minute. Why did I think you were talking about me? I'm the Protoss.
No,
You're
I'm
talking
the-
about yourself,
Yes,
Joe.
I
You're the
know.
Karens. The Terrans.
No, Karens, you were right before.
Karens, okay.
man's is
just place
this?
a friendly base. In this way, each player in clockwise order after the first player chooses one of his planets to add to the board, connects it to at least another planet, and decides whether or not to place his base on the planet he just placed. Once 3 or more planets have been placed, new planets have the potential to connect 2 or more previously placed planets. If 2 planets are placed on the table such that a normal navigation road could connect them, such a navigation must be placed. In other words, a player can place his planet on the table wherever and whatever orientation he likes, so as long as it connects to another planet. Okay. The second round of planet placement. The second round of planet placement is resolved in a similar fashion to the first round with 2 differences. The last player to place a planet in the previous step now places his remaining planet first. Joe, go ahead and place one first. Then continuing counterclockwise. And you know what? We didn't have to put the base because I think we only get 1 base.
Oh, so we get
I
to pick
think.
where it goes.
Yeah. So I'm going to just move the bases off for right now until we see where the rest of these are going.
Yeah, you ain't coming for my gas.
Joe, where are the rest going? Okay.
I think we're all going as far away from each other as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because I already know mine's going to go connect this way.
Okay.
I mean, let's be real.
Well, in that case, mine is going to connect right here.
I was going to say.
So far, we're all single lane bullshit. So I think I already see a problem with the game system. You know, hopefully there's hyper jumping, right? Where like, you know, I can come from my side and like surprise you or whatever, because it would seem that
Everyone's
You
gonna
know,
attack you.
that middle's going to be
In the middle.
melee central, baby.
I'm fucked. You guys get 2 planets for yourselves, and I only get 1 planet. Right?
Let go.
I mean, I guess I could technically connect on to Ray's one of Ray's big home planets, or I could connect on to this one or that one.
Ooh.
But okay, but no. So Joe, you have to place your base. You do want it there.
Yes.
Ray, so you have to place your planet.
What is this?
I think that's like victory points. Um,
Oh, baby.
Let me see. Conquest point icon. Most planets have a single area that provides conquest points. This is indicated by the conquest point icon in the area. The number of conquest points awarded for a given area is indicated by the numeral inside. During this step, each player gains a number of conquest points equal to the sum of the conquest points he controls. So Ray has an advantage right off the bat because
There's nothing to see here, Chad.
he's the only one that has 2 conquest points.
Well, because I have that, I think I'll start on somewhere else just to make it.
No, don't
Do it.
do it.
Do it.
Ray.
You ain't the
Don't
boss
do
of
it.
me.
Do it.
I'm trying to think in order for camera readability because I don't really care. I think I'm gonna put my planet here, or my second planet here, and then Joe, where did you put your second planet?
Right here.
Right. What you actually have to do, Joe, is it says you're forced to put it on the second planet that you put. So if you put a second planet, it has to go somewhere on that second planet. And so mine has to go somewhere on that second planet. So I'm here, you're there. And then Ray, what was the second planet you did? That one. So you put it here. So we're fine. So it's probably going to be a battle between me and Joe. And then Ray is just super powerful. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. So is the game already determined in StarCraft? So what's cool, what's interesting about this system is that this is the first time this system came out. It was re-implemented in the Warhammer Forbidden Stars game, where I think they kind of fixed a lot of the issues, ironed out some kinks. I think you can travel across the galaxy. It had both ships, or space, and planets. Hopefully this will have space and planets. If it doesn't and this becomes an issue, we'll just switch games. But, okay, so here's our setup.
I don't know what to say. We need to see if it's going to play like TI.
Let's see how it plays out, yeah. Oh, no, so there are Z-axis navigation routes that now we're going to place. Number 5, place Z-axis navigation routes. Each player now takes a Z-axis navigation route from the pile of unused components. A single Z-axis navigation route consists of 2 pieces of cardboard marked with the same color and number. So each player should take a corresponding pair. Z-axis. So you are green, right? Here's your Z-axis. Joe, you are blue. Here's your Z-axis. And I'm yellow. Here's my Z-axis. The rest of these Z-axes, axes.
I don't know why Angry Mexican.
Exercise.
Hey, Kitty D.
You don't go full echo.
You guys should know better.
Okay. Beginning with the first player, that's me, and proceeding clockwise, each player must place both ends of one Z-axis navigation route on the board. To place a Z-axis navigation route, place the major end of the route so it fits into any available navigation route slot on any planet. Then place the minor end of the route so that it fits into any available navigation route slot on another planet. If there are insufficient slots available for a player to legally place both ends of the navigation route, then neither end is placed, and the player returns his navigation route tokens to the game box without placing them. Z navigation routes represent the vertical proximity of planets in the three-dimensional space. In game terms, they connect two planets just like normal navigation routes. Important. If two ends of the same Z-axis navigation routes can never connect to the same planet.
Yeah, so I can't just turtle myself here and be like, yeah, screw
Right.
you guys.
So I think the game is cleverly balanced in the sense that massive planets are going to have more connection points and therefore more potential for people to jump in. So knowing that now, does anybody want to change their base placements, or
Never.
shall we go?
Well, it still has to be on the second planet I place, so if I can hold off for a turn, I'll be off to a good start.
Okay. Well, I go first, so I'm going to place my navigation route here, which strategically,
Oh, yeah.
you see what I'm doing here is I'm choosing the only two open spaces, and now Joe and Ray are placing navigation points literally at their their home bases.
But see,
And
here's
I
the
think it's-
best part.
I think
I
Joe
go
gets
after
fucked.
you.
Yeah. So Ray gets a navigation
I hate this
point
game already.
to Joe, but Joe doesn't give a navigation point to Ray. I'm pretty sure anybody can use the navigation points, Joe.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Protect everything.
But I'll be nice to you. I'll
Which
throw
one?
this one over here. You can have some of the unclaimed stuff for now.
It's not like I have a choice, so I guess I'm going over there.
That's right.
Okay. So I think it could be used
You
both
want
ways.
here?
Yeah. So go
You-
ahead and
you-
give it. Now it said it can never be at the same
You can't have
planet,
two on the
but
same,
you
so
know,
you'll-
just for visual, we're just gonna do it
Okay, I was
anyway.
about to say, you get cut off.
Because nobody's gonna jump to the same planet. Because I don't like those empty pieces.
Yeah.
Finally, distribute resource cards. Each player now claims all resource cards corresponding to the planet on which he placed his base. Each player should place these resource cards next to his faction sheet with their normal, non-yellow sides face up. Place the rest of the resource cards to the side of the main play area. So, because you have that planet, tell me what the planet you have is again? Halcyon
Taurus.
is Joe, right? Halcyon. I guess there's multiple. What?
Taurus.
And what else?
And dang it, it's
Fuck.
Akra and.
Oh wait, no. I guess you only have one planet.
I
right?
only
There's
have the base on
base.
one, so I only need Taurus.
All right, Taurus, and I only need. What is mine?
Ciao, Sarah.
Ciao.
Later, Sarah.
Taurus, Taurus, Taurus.
Give me, that's the good shit.
Chowsara. Chowsara. That's not good.
What happened?
Do you have all your cards?
I have two.
You have two, but there's three, isn't there?
No, because this third one produces. The
Oh,
Yeah, I think
okay.
that
And then here's your three, and then here's my two, because the third one produces the conquest point. Okay, cool. I understand now.
victory. Okay, non-yellow side up.
7. Place the starting forces. The back of each player's faction sheet lists the number of unit, transports, and workers he receives during this step. Beginning with the first player and proceeding clockwise, each player places his starting units on any of the areas on the planet that contains his base. So, my thing here specifies what I have.
I was gonna see if they noticed, Garrett. I was gonna put a Tyranid on there. Say, here's the Queen of Blades. It's a Swarm Lord. You got mechs?
I think so. It's Mexicans.
Oh God! Don't be a Mexican. Be a Mexican. I'm ready for another vacation from you.
Already?
Starting. 3 zealots 1 transport, 8 workers. It's going to be on the back of your player board, right? 3 zealots.
4 zerglings. I'm assuming it's these little
1,
guys.
2, 3. Well, don't assume. Making sure it's
Yeah,
right.
that's what I'm trying to. That's the closest model I have to them.
And then 1 transport.
1 hydralisk. Oh, that's these dudes. They look badass. Yes.
Is this a transport? Where's the fucking transport?
Yeah, that's what I was just looking for on mine. 1 transport and 8 workers.
I'm missing 2 workers.
I don't know if
Workers. Your workers are cardboard.
Oh,
workers are these little guys, I think.
yes.
Okay, so I get 8 of these. And I need to find whichever my transport is.
Yeah, I'm struggling to find my transport. Are my transports
Is your cardboard again?
cardboard? Yeah, you're right. They were cardboard. They're the circular cardboards.
Oh, okay.
You're amazing, Angry Mexican. Don't be hating.
Sure. We'll see how right that is.
All right, all right, all right.
It says place starting forces, beginning place starting units on any of the areas on the planet that contains his base. At the same time, each player must place a single transport on any of the 1 navigation routes connected to the planet connected to his base. So, so the navigation goes in the navigation route, and your forces go distributed the way you would like to distribute them amongst the thing. I would assume that the workers really only care to go into the resource areas
That's what I'm thinking.
rather than the conquest areas, and the soldiers probably want to go in the conquest. All right. Oh, workers don't go on the board. So, at the same time, each player must place a single transport. Last, each player receives the listed number of worker tokens and place them in his worker pool, which are on your player boards on the other side.
Everyone out of the pool. Worker pool. There we
So there, this is the
go.
worker.
Upper right corner.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Close my card camp. Die.
What?
It wouldn't be able to have a very good view anyway. We'll leave it alone. We only need 2 close-up cams.
What kind of food? You boys are mighty
Mexican.
Mexican food.
Well, see, I'm in Warlord Alex's chair, so I get proper respect now.
All right. SCBG is played over a series of game rounds, or will simply called rounds. During each round, players will plan orders, execute those orders, then regroup. The game round is divided in this way into 3 phases: planning, execution, and regrouping. During the planning phase, players take turns placing order tokens face down on planets. So, these are your order tokens, the hexagon ones. So, you will look at the other sides of them and they will correspond to a particular type of action. Your handy-dandy reference sheet with this game does come with will tell you what each of those actions do, and then it will also tell you what all of the combat values of your units are on the back of the cards, which is always helpful. So I'm very happy that this game does include that. So, basically, during your planning, you'll take turns placing order tokens face down on planets. Then, during the execution phase, we'll flip those orders face up one at a time. And then, at the end of the game round, you regroup. During this phase, you retrieve workers you allocated, retrieve your resource cards for newly conquered territories, and gain conquest points. So pretty easy. Gameplay seems pretty straightforward. It's all going to be based on these orders. How many of them are there? 8 orders. And it looks like you can do each action 2 times. Yeah. Oh, well, no. There are some...
Well, 2 silver and 1 gold of each.
Okay. So, let's do the planning phase. During the planning phase, each player assigns exactly 4 order tokens to game board planets. The first player begins secretly choosing one of his order tokens and places it face down in the order area of an available planet. These order tokens should be placed in a way that prevents opposing players from seeing what type of order it is. After the first player has placed his order, a player on his left places 1 order, and so on, continuing clockwise until all players have placed an order. Okay, so let's see. What do I want to do? Do I want to mobilize, move units to an active planet, to the active planet, start a battle if present in the area? So let's say, I want to move units to a planet, I would pick mobilize. If I want to build, may build workers, transports, and units, may build a building, may build a module, may build a base, or I can research. That's all. That's it. Only 3. Man, this game is even more simple than I thought. I mean, there are these gold ones. Draw 2 additional combat cards and gain +1 attack in each skirmish of the battle. So I guess it's a better mobilize. And then there's a better build. Your build limit is increased by 1. In addition, receive a discount of 1 resource for one of the bases, unit building amount, or research. You may add one of the newly gained technology cards directly to your hand, or draw 1 event card. Alright, well then I am going to pick one. I am going to place a face down order token here. And Joe's looking at it like fuck. So now it's Ray who places a face down order token. And if in order to mobilize to a particular planet, you need to put the mobilize token on the planet that you want to mobilize in. Or if you want to build, put it on the planet that you want to build in. Or if you want to do the research, I suppose it is researching at the area that you put the thing in. Okay, so Ray put a token on his own planet. This would go here into that slot. Joe put a token on his own planet, and that would go into that slot. Okay. So, let me go over the orders real quick, and we might be able to take that back.
Oh, yeah.
This section explains in detail how to carry out each order. Build, mobilize, and research during the execution phase. So, you have standard orders, and you have special orders. So you could just choose between, because they'll give you special abilities, for the gold ones. That's just, I think they're just better. We'll find out.
Okay, then if we can only do 1 per planet, I am going to have to switch something.
No. You don't have to do 1 per planet. You can keep placing them on all the planets. And then they stack. Now, when they stack, they go in order of who has the top stack. So you're trying to place your stack last. You know, so even though I'm going to this planet, Joe can stack on top of me, and he gets to do his shit first. And then if I stack, and then I'm like, fuck you, Joe, I'm going to stack on top of yours. When you stack on top of me, then it's going to get, I guess, pretty crazy. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and use a special order. I'm going to go, yeah, right there. Or maybe I should build, because, like, it seems like in the video game, you want to build before you start to research, right? So, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to not research. I'm going to build. Build
Build a bear.
Design. All right, Ray, place your second order.
Oh, whoa. Hey, buddy.
Hi.
Okay.
Slow
And,
the fuck down.
okay, so everybody has placed 2 orders. You got to keep going. Keep going. So hopefully, Joe, you are doing the, like, I don't know how this is going to work out.
Me neither.
So you're thinking, I'm going to place here so I can go here. Well, I think your transport needs to be able to get there. Let me just see what the mobilize order does. Players use mobilize orders to move their units among the areas of a planet. If the active player moves any of his units into an area on the active planet, battle will ensue. There are 2 steps to executing a mobilize order: move units and resolve battles. Transporting units. Transports act as bridges between planets. If 2 planets are connected by a navigation route, any player with a transport on that navigation route can use one of his mobilize orders to transport his units from one of the adjacent planets to the other. If a player does not have such a transport, he cannot move units between 2 planets. So what that's saying, Joe, is you see how I have a transport right here? That's saying that I can mobilize into this planet. If you don't have a transport here and here, then you're not going to be able to mobilize into this planet. And I was assuming that Joe was mobilizing into that planet because my brain is huge.
Big brain. He has a very big brain.
So okay, you do that.
So you have to mobilize where you're going from and where you're going to.
No, you just place it where you're going to, but you need to have a choo-choo train, limited. So you've got right now.
I can go there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Joe, so Ray has his transport right here. If you see Ray place a token here, it might be time to get worried. Ray, did you place?
I placed my second.
Second. So everybody has their second. So now it's time for the third. Joe looks like he's doing something there. So I'm going to go on top of Joe. There.
Y'all need some privacy or something?
Joe, what's the name of the planet? Let's act like this is our galaxy.
Oh, this is mine.
Tarsonis? Tarsonis?
Here.
Okay. Joe, your order placement?
Yeah, it's going to be busy.
Oh, shit. He's placing a token on top of my token. Fuck. Wow. Okay. I'm going to do a token right here on my home planet of Charsara. My life for hire.
Okay, it's time for my last one.
Yeah.
Let's see how this works. It's gonna be funky because I'm not sure. Now that I know, I should have placed things in different order, but that's how we learn.
And know that your gold ones are the ones you want to be placing because they're allowing you to do extra things, it seems like. I'm not sure why you would ever place these silver ones. Maybe as the game goes along, you get even more orders to place, and so then you're placing the silver ones.
Because I know the silver ones, like when you have
The
to
gold
mobilize,
ones
or
let
if
you do
have
the
to
silver and the thing, I think. All right.
Well, I use silver. Oh well.
Well, you know, that's a learning curve, Joe. You want to take it back and use the...
Yeah,
Heck,
that's fine.
how about this?
It's fine.
We all place gold.
build. I
Don't
did
matter.
place a gold one.
We all place gold.
Okay.
Because Ray did it too, he said.
I placed one gold, but
Okay, well then you placed all gold. Unless we could figure out if gold is bad or something, right?
yeah, 'cause
But
I thought
let's
it was
just-
either or on these.
Right.
We'll
Let's just
find
move forward. So, planning phase and then execution phase. So, during the execution phase, players take turns executing orders, beginning with the first player and moving clockwise. To execute an order, the first player must choose one of his orders found at the top of an order stack, reveal it, execute it, and remove it from the board. Then the player to his left does the same, and so on, continuing clockwise. A player must execute an order on his turn if possible. Players are not allowed to pass. A player detailed, and then there's an event card option. After a player has selected one of his orders and revealed it, he may choose to draw an event card instead of executing that specific order. So here's the event card. So that's how you fake people out. You can juke people out. So he could put a token on top of your planet and say, I'm coming for you, Joe. Get ready. And then Joe's like, oh, fuck. Well, then I better mobilize at my base. And he's wasting a real order of mobilize. And then when it comes to you revealing it, you're like, nah, I was just drawing an event card.
Yeah.
Fuck you. So here's the event cards. I guess event cards are good, and they'll give you some upgrades or whatnot. So that's a clever. I like that. Huh. I wonder why my old group
It
didn't
stabbed
like
me in
this.
the
We'll
back.
see.
Your back was to me.
When taking this option, the player removes the order token from the board and then draws the event card. Whenever a player draws an event card, he places it face down in front of him without looking at it. We suggest that the player tuck the card part of the way underneath his faction sheet as a reminder to not look at it until the beginning of the regroup phase. So you don't actually get to use it or look at it until the end of the turn. Okay. Obstructed orders. A player may only execute one of his orders if one is available on the top. Do I have a top one? I do. Does Joe have a top one? He does. Do you have one? Yes. But sometimes you might not have one. So that's said to be obstructed. You get to draw one event card is what happens. And play continues to the next player. So I must play one of these, right? So let's get the camera on the action as we go along. So the first thing is I am going to reveal this one because it's the only yellow face up, or only yellow at the top. It is a... Fuck, I did that out of order. I'm already screwing up. So that is a research, a gold research. So the research allows me to draw one event card and 3 combat cards. Damn. Number 2, I think these are things that you can do, and you have to choose one maybe. So draw 1 event card and 3 combat. Or maybe you do them all. May purchase all copies of a single technology. If you purchase technology, shuffle the cards into your deck, and you may add one of the newly gained technology cards directly into your hand or draw 1 additional event card. So draw 1 event card and 3 combat cards. So let me make sure.
Damn, Gina.
So I don't think we start with any resources. So how the fuck are we going to build?
I think that's why we got our cards depending on what planet we were on.
Oh, maybe we do have, maybe we do have resources. I got 2 crystal and 1 gas. So I do have resources in case
So I've got
need.
2 crystal, 2 gas. Pull my finger.
Pull my finger.
Silent.
Spending resources.
When you're a hammer, everything else just looks like a nail. The slow blade penetrates the shield.
All right, so here's how you do the research order. Players use research to acquire event and combat cards and to purchase technology, all of which provide various benefits. To execute a research order, a player must have a base on the active planet. Research order sequence. Draw an event card, required.
So you have to
I
act
will
out.
draw 1 event card. I will not show it. I'll
What is
put
it?
it under my card. Do not show. Draw 3 combat cards, optional. I mean, I don't see a reason not to draw 3 combat cards. Okay, so
Guess we have to see if you have a
your
limit to how many you can
combat
hold.
cards. Let's see. So here's your technology deck, and then here's your combat card deck. I think maybe we're supposed to shuffle the combat card deck, but not the technology deck. Let me double check. Combat cards. 2 factions engage in combat. Combat cards are used to resolve the battle. Each faction has its own from that faction, from which that faction draws its hand of combat cards. Card attack values and abilities vary from race to race.
Oh, dude, we hit hard.
Motherfucker never told me to shuffle.
It's creepy.
You didn't bring me any fries? You're in a mech suit and you're calling my dudes creepy? Robo J? Thank you for your cooperation.
So
So
I
you
don't
want us
know.
to
So
shuffle these, or-
I'm going to shuffle the combat cards. Y'all do the same. Whether that's what we do or not, the game didn't really specify. I don't think you do it for the technology, but I'll see.
Technology in charge.
So it says optional draw 3. So I'm going to draw 3 because I did my technology. Y'all don't get that. I get it.
Damn.
Purchase technology optional. Shuffle the combat deck if technology was purchased. Draw an event card. As a first step in executing a research, a player must draw an event card from the top and place it face down in front of him without looking at it. Draw 3 combat cards. The active player may then draw 3 combat cards from the top of his combat deck, placing them into his hand of combat cards. Purchase technology. The active player may now look through his technology deck and purchase 1 technology from it. Note that there are multiple copies of most technology cards in the player's deck. The quantity of cards representing a given technology is shown by the number of dots at the bottom of each card. If a card has 2 dots, it means there are 2 copies of that card in the technology deck. When a player purchases technology, he gains all of the technology cards of the same name from his technology deck. So don't shuffle the tech deck. Just search through the tech deck when you research. So I'm going to search through the tech deck. Do I want to, let's see, Dragoon. So for example, this one is saying my Dragoons get +1 attack if I pick this particular thing. Then I think, yeah, so Stasis Field, Arbiter. I guess what I'm going to want to look for is maybe my infantry and see if I can upgrade upgrade my infants. Some of them say any, so those are very helpful. Maybe we'll look at that.
The Beauty Nerd, thank you so much for your resubscription. Welcome on in. And Pats. And we got Flippy gifting me sub. Thank you, Flippy. To Bobby. What's up, Bobby? Hopefully y'all didn't vote for me. What number am I? 0?
Oh, god damn.
Or am I supposed to be looking at these two?
Well, if you want to be prepared for when
Be
you
prepared.
when you want to do your technology.
Boy.
All right, I'm going to purchase this +1, or I'm going to purchase this health thing. There's no cost on this one. Most of these cards have a cost at the bottom.
Is it free for you?
This one doesn't seem to have a cost.
Oh, those cards, I see.
Let me go look at that.
Shockwave.
So I need to get 4?
What?
So I don't think I can build a defiler until I have 4 types of technology? Those things better be badass.
don't know. I'm going to go over the anatomy of a technology card because the technology cards are not immediately clear. So the plus symbol in the top, the plus symbol is the reinforcement symbol. If the card contains this symbol, it is a reinforcement combat card. When playing the mandatory standard combat card to a skirmish, a player may at the same time play one reinforcement card to supplement the combat card. Okay, and then there's an icon. These icons represent units associated with the combat card. Specialty support icons. This icon only appears on reinforcement cards and will always be found in conjunction with one or more of the unit icons on the card. The presence of this icon simply indicates that the special ability of this reinforcement card can be used if the portrayed unit is the front line unit or supporting unit in that skirmish. For example, if the reinforcement card shown as above, the special ability may be used as long as its player has a wraith or a ghost unit present in the skirmish. So some of these require the units in the battle, you know, to be used. Y'all already know that. So I'm noticing that my faction doesn't have any technology for my infantry, and I'm just curious. If I look at the other faction, will it be the same technology? Yeah. Yeah. So, nine. Okay, so we did the decks wrong.
Oh.
So let's go ahead and get all of the cards and decks. So if it doesn't have anything at the middle bottom, that's going to be a combat card. If it has a green at the bottom and some dots, that's going to be a technology card.
Oh, okay.
They look so similar to each other that it was a little difficult to tell. Okay. Now that I got that sorted, I will draw 3 combat cards for doing my technology, and I will choose between these technologies, which now I notice there are both combat, because like there's new units and other things. All right. I'm going to buy recall. Oh, that costs 2 gas. I have to.
Minerals.
Don't run
I
out of
have
gas.
2 minerals.
What's the matter, Tommy? You got some minerals.
Fuck.
Yeah, I need to look at.
Smash,
What we got
smash,
here.
smash.
See what's the difference between 1 and 2 dots, I guess.
So when you buy a technology with the 1 dot, then you gain all. Oh wait, no. You just, if they have the same name, you gain them.
All my 1 dots are separate. That sucks.
Yeah, me too. I realized that.
Oh, okay. Those two are the same.
I realized I probably shouldn't have gone technology so early. I'll buy Summon Archon. You may now build Archon units by paying 1 gas and destroying 2 friendly High Templar units on the active planet.
Damn.
So, I don't know where you put that, but here is the technology deck slot. I guess I can put that there. Wait a minute. Did y'all know that on our player boards here, we actually have a value, a crystal value, and a gas value? So I'm curious if that factors in when you're buying stuff. I think it does. What are your values? They should all be the same, right?
4 and 2.
4
4 and
crystal,
2?
2 gas.
Yeah. So, permanent resources. Yeah, so we actually have permanent resources. So I'm going to put these cards for areas that I conquer next to my permanent resources just to remind me that now I have 4 going up to 6 crystals and 2 going up to 3 crystals. So if I want, I can purchase that other one that... I'm going to purchase Recall. Once we get through all the actions, the game will move smoother, but obviously as we go through each action, it's slow. So that's how you purchase technology. When player purchases a technology, he gains all the technology cards of the same name. After selecting a purchase, the active player must announce the technology purchase to the other players and explain its effects. Unless the technology instructs otherwise, the newly acquired cards are added to the active player's combat deck. Technology cards that have been added to a combat deck are considered combat cards. Shuffle the combat deck. Finally, if the active player purchased any technology cards for his combat deck, he must shuffle his combat deck, including any previously discarded cards, to form a fresh combat deck. So, but this card specifically says after purchasing, place in your play area. It's not the combat ones. So I'll place it in the play area to remind me that I have recall now. But normally it would go here into your combat deck.
Total recall.
Okay, so that is researching technology in a nutshell. So I'm going to go through it one more time so that y'all can know it. So when you take the research, you draw an event card. Then you draw 3 combat cards from your combat deck. Then you purchase a technology. And then that technology card will tell you, does it go in front of you or does it go into your combat deck? And then if it goes into your combat deck, then you have to shuffle your combat deck with that new technology that you put in there, plus any discarded cards that you had off to the side that you've used in previous battles so that you can refresh those back into your combat deck. So technology is also a means of refreshing your exhausted combat deck. And that's it. So... Shuffle the combat deck. Finally, if there's an active player placed any technology cards, including previously, to form the new combat deck. Okay. So that was the first action of the game. So sorry it took me a little bit, but we got to read each of these orders as we go along. And here we go. So Let's go around once, and then we'll make a summary of the first 4 actions, and then I can pick it up from right there, and we'll start the stream. So who is next? I think I remove this and I add it back to my thing. So then it is
Don't fuck
Ray.
this up.
Now Ray has to choose one of his orders. Because 2 of his orders are face up, he has a choice of what to do first.
And since I know what I placed last, we know what we're doing. We're going to reveal.
Research. It's
It's
gold. Remember.
No, the gold was there.
Well, you said
I know
what?
we're all placed gold. I'm just fucking with you, Ted.
So Ray has revealed research. Where are the rest of your orders? I'm just gonna toss them.
Oh, yeah, they're over here.
Okay, so.
All right, so research. So as Joe said, you draw 1 card from the event deck and keep it face down. Don't look at it. And then you are optional, allowed to draw 3 combat cards into your hand. Right now, we don't really know. I don't think there's a negative to doing it. I think you're just preparing yourself for combat.
Yeah.
So draw 3 cards from your combat deck.
Be prepared. Prepared for what?
And now you may purchase 1 technology.
Now, do I have to do the 1 dots before I do the 2 dots?
So whatever you can afford.
It's whatever you can afford, I think.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, we can afford a lot, which is good. But I don't want to blow my whole wad the first time out, so this looks a bit
Spending a
more.
resource. A player pays a resource cost by assigning his workers to harvest his available resources. He accomplishes this by removing workers from his worker pool and physically placing them on the resource cards. For more information, each worker placed in this way, he effectively gains 1 resource. So let me show you how this actually works. So we go over to this camera. So remember when I bought my 2 gas technology card, I would have took 2 workers from my resource pool and I would put them into 2 gas. So I put those guys into the 2 gas. And notice now I'm out of gas right there, though I do have 1 gas left here and 6 crystals left there. Now, I was actually supposed to read this to y'all, so I bought the technology called Recall, and this is what the Protoss do in the game. After moving units during a mobilize order, you may move 1 of your units from any planet to any area on the active planet that contains 1 of your arbiters. So it's like a teleport. But first, I have to have an arbiter there to set it up. Arbiter.
Okay.
An arbiter, if you want to know what your units are,
Do we have to
you
have
can
a
look on the back of the
base?
research, and the arbiter is this flying one. What?
Do we have to have a base to claim the gases like this one?
Do you have to have a base to claim the gases?
Yeah, because I would have 3.
You already have a base there. That's why you have the cards in the first place, these 2 cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making sure.
Oh, so you're saying maybe if your base gets blown up or taken over, then I think you lose those cards and give them to your opponent, and then you won't have the cards anymore. So that takes care of itself.
Stop it, you're scaring me.
Sausages.
The noob from 84, where have you been?
All right, so go ahead, Ray.
Okay, so.
So and then it says this can be done somewhat simultaneous. If there's multiple technologies. But
Dark Templar, thank you so much for gifting out them
not
subs.
really.
Gift subs.
If all players agree, the next player may begin executing his next order while the active player decides which technology to purchase. So, Joe, go ahead and execute your next
All right,
order.
I'm going to do something different. Let's see what we do right here. We're going to mobilize.
Going to mobilize. Okay. So, boom. That is a gray mobilization marker. Now, I'm going to check to see if this is legal. You do have a transport acting as a bridge between the planet and the planet that you want to mobilize to. All right, so move units, resolve battles. During the move unit step of mobilize, a player may do one or both of the following. Move friendly units from one or more areas of the active planet to one or more areas on the active planet. Transport friendly units from one or more areas on adjacent planets to one or more areas on the active planet. So you're doing that. So you are moving units adjacent. So one or more units. You want to move one unit, okay, in there, and you want to go into the gas area.
Yes.
Okay.
We need gas.
So start a battle if present in an enemy area.
No one's there.
That
we're
is
good.
not the case. And you did not use the gold, but we will say that all of your... Remember, we're saying all of our
Yes.
shit is gold. So actually, when I put that technology card... You may add one of the newly gained technology cards directly into your hand or draw one additional event card. I'm going to draw one additional event card. And Joe was your unit build, or no, draw 2 additional combat cards and gain +1 attack in each skirmish of the battle. So right now there's no battle, so that won't fire off.
That's fine.
Okay. So Joe has taken. Joe, if you will narrate, because the chat requires narration.
I'm going to go explore because my planet needs more gas. That planet has gas.
Right?
I'm
And then
taking it over.
What planet is it?
That is Tarsanus.
So you moved your 1st Infantry Division to Tarsanus.
Yes, we're
Excellent.
exploring.
Gotcha. Oh, they're explorers. They're not warriors. Perfect.
Of course.
All right. So then it goes back to me, where I have these 2 orders here. And did everybody see that, Ray? Did you see that so that you know how to do movement? Or did you end up picking your technology, Ray?
I had it off to the side. That's why I was waiting on you
Okay.
guys.
So, yeah, we're done. Go ahead and read it to us.
Okay. You want me to throw the other one here?
Yeah, sure.
So,
flip it.
I got to get used to that side.
Yeah.
Okay. We took Burrow. All of my Zergling, Hydralisk, and Defiler units in this skirmish gain cloaking.
Ooh.
And the good news is it only cost me 1 gas.
1 gas. So move 1 worker. You got it. And all right. So now what? And we said that we're going to do gold, right? And so when you get that, you may add one of the newly gained technology cards directly to your hand. So that goes into your combat card hand.
Okay.
Because it can also be
One
used
of them, right?
as a combat card. 1, yeah. The other one goes into your combat deck.
We'll shuffle
and
it
now
into
you have to
there and-
shuffle it right now. Shuffle all those together.
Sweet.
And you got it. So that's the research. Everybody understand how to do research?
Yes.
And the only other 2 we need to know is mobilize and build. We just did a mobilize. So, Ray, were you paying attention on mobilize? All it is you
Make sure
move
you have
units.
Transport.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah,
have
as
the
long as-
transport if you're going somewhere else. If not, then you can just move from one area to the next if you put your token on the planet that you're just
That
moving
I'm
from
in.
one
Where
area to
is
the
the
next.
transport?
Mine?
His transport is
Oh.
right here.
But it doesn't matter because I still
Joe.
have a space bridge there. Because I have to put it
I didn't
on
see it.
one of the ends.
His
Oh,
transport's
trust me.
right
You'll see
here,
it soon.
Which
I don't wanna see
is
it.
a
Close
jump
your eyes.
gate that goes over there
Stargate.
to Joe's planet. So you've got a back door going on.
Easy now.
Church seat. Yeah, OJ is a backdoor, man.
All right. So, and then if there's enemies, then you start a battle in that enemy area. So actually, since we said we're doing a gold, draw 2 combat cards.
2 combat cards.
All right. So now I got to choose over here. I am going to do this. It's a gold mobilize.
Wah, wah.
Here we come, Joe.
What are you doing here? This is my planet.
Well, it was.
I need gas, motherfucker, because I only have I have 6 crystal and 3 gas, so I need gas, Joe.
There's other planets. The solar system's big enough. Get out of here. Son of a bitch. Them are bumblebees.
Here comes the swarm.
So I guess we're gonna see our first battle now.
God damn it, I
between me and
lost.
Joe.
Anything
And
can
this
help
is a
me?
mobilize, so draw 2 additional combat cards and gain +1 attack in each skirmish of the battle. So 2 additional combat cards. And +1 in skirmish of the battle. Okay. So, our first battle, resolving a battle. After reading some of the combat basics section above, you should have a basic understanding of the principles of battle. The following section describes how to resolve it in detail. Alright, so a battle is resolved by taking the following steps. Place an order token in the contested area. An order token? First, the active player takes his mobilize order off of the order stack and places it face up in the contested area. Use start of battle abilities. Some special abilities use the phrase at the start of battle. During this step, first the attacker, then the defender may use such an ability. So look through your, I guess, combat cards? No, I don't have one. Do you have one?
No.
Okay. Then we draw combat cards. The attacker draws 3 combat cards, adding them to his hand. The defender draws 1 combat card, adding it to his hand. 2, 3.
Round 1. Fight!
You mean lose?
Attacker establishes skirmishes. As described under establishing skirmishes on page 26, the attacker now takes all of the units in the contested area and creates a series of skirmish matchups, pairing one of his units against one of the defender units in each one. Interesting way to combat. So I have to pair, and then these 2 guys, I guess, don't have a
They don't
guide.
have a pair, so they have to go home.
They have to go home.
Go, get out of here!
Okay. 2. The 2 matched units, one attacking and one defending, are referred to as front-line units of the skirmish. In other words, it is the attacker who chooses which units will be paired as front-line units. Number 5, assigning supporting units. After the attacker has established the battle skirmishes, remaining units called supporting units are assigned to skirmishes of its owner's choice. If both players have supporting units in the battle, which can occur due to certain special abilities, the attacker assigns his supporting units first, followed by the defender. How do I assign supporting units? Okay, I'll put a supporting unit here, and I don't think I can actually support with the other unit. Am I limited to that? In battle units, the attacker didn't initially assign to skirmishes are called supporting units. After the attacker has arranged the skirmish pairs, the player who controls the supporting units must choose which skirmish the supporter will join. Each supporting unit is then one at a time assigned to any of the skirmishes. Every supporting unit can be assigned to the same skirmish or spread out amongst the skirmishes. So I'm assigning them to the supporting that skirmish.
Well,
a supporting unit adds its support value to the attack strength of friendly frontline units. Each unit's support value is listed on its faction sheet. So if we look at the faction sheet here, the support value... what is this red, blue? Red is support. What is the other values? Attack, health. I guess blue is maybe support. Zealot is 6. Alright. Normally one player in a battle will have supporting units. The only exception is if they both have assist keywords. Alright, so we did that. So we did the comparing. We did the assisting. Now, place combat cards. After the compositions of the battle skirmishes have been determined, the 2 players may play combat cards to each skirmish of the battle. Each skirmish. This is done as follows. First, the attacker plays 1 or 2 combat cards face down to each skirmish. If playing 2 cards, one must be a standard. The other one must be a reinforcement. The reinforcement have the pluses in the middle.
Okay.
But the other ones that don't have pluses in the middle of the 2 values, then don't have that. Then the defender places 1 or 2 combat cards. If you place 2, the other must be a reinforcement. The skirmishes are then resolved one at a time. The attacker chooses which skirmish to resolve first. Once that skirmish is resolved, he chooses which skirmish to resolve next, and this goes so on until all the skirmishes have been resolved. Reveal cards. Simultaneously reveal the cards. Marine. Oh, Zealot. So their support value is at the bottom of your player board. So right here is the support value of a Zealot. It's a +1. Is there a dice on the cam somewhere? What is that?
Not over here.
Go back here.
Oh, it was the cell phone
It's
thing.
the end of my case. I was like, well, let me get that shit out of there.
Okay, so I understand. So I'm getting a +1 for each support, and then so I'm getting a +2 to whatever you're doing. It's a +2. Okay, so I choose a combat card, and then you choose a combat card, and then we reveal it. So let me check to see which one I want to use. And I guess it might be good for you to understand what the values are at the top and the left. So the red one is your attack value. The green one is your health value. You will use a card's major health value in the skirmish. If not, use the minor health, a smaller green value. This printed is the player's base health for the skirmish. I think you, and then we're gonna be comparing the attack and the health, okay, and then adding any bonuses, and then once both players have totaled their final attack and health, if the final attack equals or exceeds the opponent's final health, the frontline unit is destroyed. Okay, so obviously I want to pick I want to pick the highest value, right?
Would you pick the highest value?
If a player's frontline unit in the skirmish matches one of the unit icons on the card, he will use the major attack value, the larger one. If not, you have to use the minor one. So say, for example, this card here. If I play this card in a combat and I actually have a fighter in the combat, one of these scouts, then I would be using the 7 attack, or I would be using the 8.
More sense.
If I do not have a scout in the attack, it's just infantry, then I'll be doing the 4 or the 3. So right now, me and Joe are gonna be wanting to look at some of these higher values. All right. So I'm putting my card down. Joe's putting his card down.
Survey says.
All right. Reveal. Simultaneously flip over combat cards.
Oh.
5 to your what do you have? 4?
6 and 6.
Oh shit,
Yo.
Joe.
'Cause
What?
I have a Marine.
Because you have a Marine? What the fuck? I ain't got no goddamn fucking zealot cards in my combat
He's
deck.
some kind of
So you
Marine?
got 6, or you got you're the defender, so I'm comparing it to 6. I only pulled a 5, right? However, now we do card effects. What does your card say?
It doesn't pertain to you because you're not a.
Okay, and my card doesn't pertain because I don't have that particular unit. And now we add the supporting values. Bonuses that arrive from special abilities on combat cards. Bonuses arising from a reinforcement card, which is the second card. And then finally, supporting units. So I have 2 supporting units there. 2 supporting zealots. So my value goes from 5 to 7. And your value is a 6. So just barely, because I had 3 soldiers, does Joe's 1st Infantry Division get routed, slaughtered, and killed before he could call out. He dies. But if I didn't have 3 fucking soldiers there, then Joe would have been able to sustain that attack. So this goes, the combat cards now go into a discard pile of your combat cards and do not get shuffled into your deck until you do the technology thing. Destroyed units are simply removed from the board and returned to the player pile of unused units. Yeah, that's a Protoss victory. Joe?
Boo!
All right, so does everybody understand how to do combat now? Ray?
I gotta build better units. So I'm looking at some of my combat cards like, my guys are weak, but we are
I should have
plentiful.
I should bought some beers. Okay, so now I remove this token, put it back here, and it is the next turn. It is Ray.
So I can go back to this one again, whichever one is still on top?
Yeah, you have a choice between any one that is yours on the top.
All right, and let's do this one.
Okay.
Set
This
base sets.
is a build, I think. Right?
Yes.
All right. So let me go to
And
the
that's
build
where I
section.
realized I'd screwed up. I can't build there because I don't have
Well,
anyone there.
maybe you can, I don't know, maybe build a transport. I don't know. So when a player executes a build order, he may do the following. If the active player has an existing base on the active planet, he may build any number of workers and transports and build a number of units equal to his unit build limit. If the active player has at least one friendly base or unit on the active planet, he may then upgrade his bases by purchasing one building or one module and placing them on the faction sheet. What is that? Well, basically, this is how you upgrade. You start putting these and upgrading.
You go to level 2, then
Go to level 2, go to level 3, etc., etc. But so that doesn't apply. Third, if the active player has at least one friendly unit on the active planet, but no existing base, he may build a new base on the planet. So we're gonna get Ray a break here, and
That's what I'm saying.
if
I didn't
the
know
player
it
has a
went
base on the active
on the
planet, he may
stack.
build transports. To build a transport, so you got to first. So in fact, so let's just say that was there instead. So you're doing a build order back on your home planet.
Okay.
Well, actually, technically, none of these are our home planets. Our home planets are on our faction boards.
Right,
So
this
we
is our
can never
first-
lose control of our home planet, which is fun.
Right, so this is our first,
This is your first
expedition
incursion,
plan.
yeah.
Okay, so then I guess I upgrade.
So let's do the build order because we haven't done it yet. So yeah, building workers. If a player has a base on the active planet, he may build new workers. To build a new worker, simply pay their resource cost and place the newly built workers in the unavailable worker area of his faction sheet. A player may build any number of workers during the build order, or build transport. Well, you already have a transport, but I guess you can build a transport here. The player may build any number of transports. Okay, building units. If the active player has a base, you may build a number of units equal to his unit build limit. The starting build limit for the Terran and Protoss is 2, a number that can be increased. The Zerg unit build limit works differently as explained under the Zerg faction sheet under Zerg unit build limit on page 40. Because you do spits.
We don't die, we won't supply.
Equal to twice the number of building types on your faction sheet. So, should the Zerg builder build all 3 available building types on his faction sheet, his build limit increases to 6.
6.
So right now I think it's just, what, 2?
Yeah. So I think what we're going to do, instead of building new units, we're just going to reinforce the base.
Are you going to build a base?
Build a better
or
base.
upgrading base. Building bases. Well, you already have base there. Upgrading base. Each time a player executes a build order, he may purchase 1 building or 1 module upgrade. In other words, a player can purchase a total and or 1. You can purchase a total of 2 upgrades with 1 build if upgrades are a building and a module. To upgrade his base, the active player simply harvests enough resource to pay the resource cost of the desired building and or module and places them on the appropriate area of your faction sheet. Base upgrades represent an improvement to all of the player's bases. When a player purchases a base upgrade, modifies all of his bases on the board. Likewise, any new base constructed, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, go ahead and build a building. You're the first one doing it, so I can't help you, and I don't know what the fuck it is.
I think this would go here.
Yeah.
But I just have to see. I was just trying to see what the cost is. Is it what's underneath it, or is that what's produced with it?
Okay, so let me let me go ahead and zoom in on what you're doing there. So can you show me what you did?
Sure.
So you're building that one, right?
Believe so.
All right, so give me that to me real quick. So if we look at the upgrade that you'd want to build, it I think this is its cost. What is that? So there's two crystal. You obviously have 2 crystal, and then we don't really know what that is
That's
yet.
just level 1.
I think that's a level 1, yeah. And so what this is saying is now you have the ability to build this type of unit.
Yeah, the newer unit.
The newer unit. And then if it was a level 2, then that unit would become available, and that unit would become available.
For level 3.
The level 1. Okay, cool. Yeah, so go ahead and put it in the slot then.
Ooh, slot me up inside.
And spend 2 crystal, and you know how to do that.
Yep, take 2 workers.
You got it.
Throw them in the mines.
And throw them in the mine.
Toil, bitches.
Now, you can also build 1 module. Do you remember? So these tiny squares. So do you want to build a module?
Wrong slot. Uh-oh.
Look at your modules. And your modules go, I think, in these slots right here. And they're just like some generic upgrades.
Oh,
they have icons on them. So there's a hexagon, yellow hexagon. There's a green box, yellow hexagon, and then a +1. Oh, this looks like a bunker. +1 to combat. So I'll look at modules real quick to tell you what those icons on your modules are.
Gotcha. I made sure that the tile matched the sheet.
The 6 factions research and development modules. Since no faction begins the game with research and development modules, no player will be able to place special orders during the first game round. Ah, that's what that is. So once you get the gold, once you get the gold thing, then you can choose to use 1 gold special order. And you will have multiple gold special orders. So you can go up to 3 special gold orders. But since we all did a gold order, we'll just go ahead and call it even. I think Joe got fucked over. He didn't actually do a gold order. So if you wanted to do the gold order, then you'd have to buy this for 2 crystal. It says 2 crystal on there. And then when you buy that for 2 crystal, it'll give you this special gold order right here. And then check it out, Joe. So that's 2. And then it'll give us, remember the little order that's yellow? And then you just place it right there when you build it. Now, that's for the green thing, right? what is, or that's for the yellow thing. I'm not sure what the green thing is. Do y'all have greens? Yeah, it's so here's the green one. So Joe has one. It looks
Yeah.
like that. So the green one is supply modules. Supply modules increase your owner's unit build limit. For each supply module you have built on your faction sheet, your build limit is increased by 1. So you and me, Joe, we could start building 3 units, 4 units at a time, but we have to build these first. The Zerg do not have one that looks like that. And then there's the air support module. That's this one. And what does that do? Basically, it grants a player's base 3 important benefits. A cloaking detector, an aircraft defense, +1 to aircraft fights, and then limited orbital defense. Opponents may not transport units across navigation routes directly into an area containing the player's base. Thematically, this represents the base's ability to shoot down transports entering players' airspace. However, you may still transport units to other areas on the active planet, but they've got to march to the area that has the base. So I could still go here, but I can't go there.
Okay.
All right, so everybody understands now all of their modules, right? Do the Zerg have any different kind of modules? So, just, show me your modules.
Show me.
All right.
So here, just look at my modules real quick first, Ray. So this is the anti-air module. It's the one that has the 3 icons. See? You have one of those, don't you?
Okay, I'll have to flip them over. Yeah, so I've got, the back of mine has 2s and 3s. And
All
then
right,
there's
so that's the
bigger
anti-air
one.
module. This is the unit module, but I don't think you have the green ones because this is, you do double the amount of building upgrades you have. And then you will have these, and those give you access to the gold special orders.
Yeah,
You have to buy one gold
I've got 3
special.
of those.
Yeah. So what about your other modules? What do they look like? Do you have any special ones?
I've got that one.
This is the air defense module.
Those are the 3 that'll give me my special orders.
Yeah, and we know what that does. Yeah.
And
Oh, that's it?
yeah,
No, so your modules are just your air defense and your special orders.
yeah, that's what I said. I didn't get.
So I
many
did all
of the
that,
stuff.
Ray, because now the question I'm going to ask you is, do you want to buy any module? Because remember, when you take a build order, you can buy 1 building upgrade and one module upgrade. Do you want a module?
Yeah, because then I can actually start legally
Doing the
special
legally
orders.
special orders, yeah. So how much? Flip the token over. Tell me how much it costs.
Well, that's the thing. It's
2 crystal. Do you have 2 crystal?
We got 2 crystal.
All right, put your workers on the 2 crystal.
You get
And
in the
then
mines.
slot in your module into one of the module slots.
Or does it go? Yeah, it has to go here because it can't
Yeah.
go into the big.
It's in one of these 5 slots.
Well, I only
For
got 3.
you, only have 3.
So like I said,
Okay.
I can max mine out super quick.
And so now,
Zerg rush,
with
Zerg
that, we have gone over everything.
Okay,
So now it's time to begin the
yoinked
stream.
this.
So that was all set up. So I think what we do on table time from now on is setup is the setup of
The
the game
trial
and
round
the
and-
first turn.
Gotcha.
And then when we go into it, we have at least some better idea of how to play, right?
Okay, then before we start,
Yes.
I'm gonna go make me a drink.
Yes.
Would you like a beer? Would you?
I
like
would
a
love a beer. Do I have a beer downstairs?
I
I'm good.
Check
don't
to
know.
see if I
You
have a
want
beer.
water?
If there's a Sapporo in the fridge, I'll take it.
Cool.
Yes. Okay, so wait. Ray just went. Why don't you go, Joe? Because we're still on turn 1. right.
Research.
So you're going to do research there. So, Joe, tell me what you do on research.
Draw an event card.
Correct?
Draw 3 combat cards.
Here's your event card.
3.
What else?
Technology.
Yeah, so now you're going to purchase a technology. And then you'll either play it in front of you if it says after purchasing play in your play area. If it doesn't say that, then you'll shuffle it into your combat deck.
Okay.
All right, my turn.
What's up, Scarlet?
I only have one more yellow. It's right here. And I will, it is a build. It's a special order build, but we won't do the special order build. Okay, so what do I want to build? Well, I can build units. Since I've already pushed my forces out into a new planet, I think I should build some more forces. I need an arbiter. Okay, which one is my arbiter? Aha. It is built by the I gotta get to a level 2 Stargate before I can do a Foggate before I can get an arbiter. Because here's the level 1 gives me the fighter, and then the level 2 gives me the arbiter. Fuck. Yeah, let's go air combat heavy, because my miniatures look awesome. I want to do like carriers and arbiters. So I'm going to build this. That cost me 1 and 1. Do I have 1 and 1? Well, I take my 2 workers, 1 into crystal and 1 into gas. I've already used up 2 of my gas in my homeworld, but luckily we conquered Chao Sara, which allows me to use my last gas. And I have, what do I have? I've got 5 crystal left. So may build workers, transports, and units. May build a building module. So this actually has to be done in order, because I can't, for example, build a building and then start building those units that give me that building. I have to first build units, then build the buildings, which means I have to wait a turn before I can get that unit. You know what I mean, Joe? Okay. Yeah. All right. So, and then a module, which was, I'll build a module for a gold. That's 2 crystal. So I'll put the module down. I've got 2 more workers, and I'll use up Chao Sara's crystals. I've got 3 crystals left, but you can only build 1 building and 1 module at a time. So, I've skipped my troop building. How much are troops? 2 crystals for each infantry. So I have 3 crystals left, so I'll just buy 1 infantry for 2 crystals, and I need 2 workers for 2 crystals. And guess what? I'm now out of workers, so even if I wanted to use that last crystal, I can't, because I've used up my workers. So that is a interesting and cool system. I like it. So we're going to go back to the main cam here. I built that, and then I think it goes where your base is. Let's see where the game says units are actually built, because I think I was the first one to actually build a unit itself. Building units. Each player is limited in the types of units he can build on your faction sheets. Each building shows the types of units you're allowed. Each area must adhere to the unit's area limit. You see these little symbols?
Mm-hmm.
Those are area limits. So only 4 can go there. Okay, and then finally, To build a unit, a player pays its resource cost by harvesting resources indicated on the faction sheet, then places the unit on any friendly or empty area on the active planet. So it can actually go into any of the areas, and so I'll just put it there.
Pick up victory points, why not?
Yeah. But I already own the planet, so it doesn't matter. I'm protecting the victory points.
Oh,
So, Ray, while you were gone, let me explain the building.
Yes.
So when you take the build action, you skipped directly to your buildings. You actually could have built units. So I'll still give you an opportunity to build units. So first, you start with building units. Right now, all of us only have our infantry available to build, right?
Right.
Or workers or transports for 1 crystal. So I built 1 troop for 2 crystal, which took me 2 workers, and I put it in the crystals. Do you want to build any troops?
Now, I can't build any of the new ones, even though I upgraded my base.
Right, because that's step 2. So then after you build the units that you want to build that are available to you at that time, then you build your buildings so that these are now available on the next turn. So on the next turn that I build, or the next order that I build, I can build these fighters or troops.
Yeah, and they're 1 crystal apiece, you
1
say?
crystal. Well, it's on your faction sheet. You have different costs, I think. So what's the
Right.
infantry cost for you?
That's these little guys?
That would be for your transports and your workers, and then it's the
Yeah, that's
first unit
that one.
on the first slot.
So 1.
So yeah, it costs you
1 crystal.
1 crystal to get 1 infantry.
Then I have 2 crystals.
How many workers
left.
do you have available? 3?
3.
So yeah, you can throw in 2 workers and grab 2 crystals.
Yeah, and then have
Or
them.
grab 2 infantry. And the
Yeah.
Zerg, that's what the Zerg are good at,
We'll
is
throw 2
just
more
having
into the pit.
swarms. Yeah. So 2 more workers in the
And
pit, and
then-
then grab
wait.
the little infantry
These
guys.
little
Yeah.
Zerglings.
And then they go into any space where you did the building order. So,
Oh,
But they have a
well
limit.
then.
but there's a unit limit. So show you. You see, there's 2 unit limit here. So you've already
So
have
got
that one
those.
filled. There's 2 unit limit here, 2 and 4 here.
Oh, absolument. Protect the gas.
Yeah. So it's time to start moving those troops out.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So that was Ray's fixing Ray's turn. It was my turn. Now it's Ray's legitimate turn. So you have 2
Speaking
more.
of,
You have 2 more orders.
da-da-da-da-da-da.
It is a mobilize. Okay, Ray. So we're gonna say that you didn't put this here. You put this here, because in order to go here, you're gonna need to build another transport so that you can backdoor Joe. But this way, it allows you to
Son of a bitch.
build a bridge.
You'll feel it coming.
No.
Okay, so now you are allowed to take any number of units from this planet, travel them across the bridge, and place them in any of the areas in this planet. So go ahead, move units to the active planet.
Okay, we're going to start off with something simple then. I'm just going to go 1 in each.
Mhm.
Start a foothold, because now that I have people here, I can actually build bears and
Gotcha.
do stuff there.
Not taking your bad boy
He's going to stay on the important
on
planet
in
for a minute.
home guard. Okay, is that all the units you want to bring over?
Yes.
Okay, then you start a battle if enemy is present in the area. There's no
Someone
enemy
there.
present in the area. So you get this back.
Cool.
And that ends that one. And then it goes on over to Joe, which Joe has 2 orders over here left.
Let's do this one. Build.
Build a bear.
So, unfortunately, Joe, I killed your guy. So before he was able to set up the base, these Protoss came in. My life for hire. And killed him.
Yes.
So you're not going to be able to build anything.
I know.
So, and then it goes to me. I only have 1 order left, and that is to mobilize. And this is a gray one. And that will allow us to go ahead and spread our guys out so that we can capture these 2 spots. And so, where's the planets? And so now I have all the locations on, what's that planet called?
Tarsonis.
Tarsonis. So I've got that one on Tarson. I've got the gas on Tarsonis. I've got the crystals on Tarsonis. And now I've got the victory point on Tarsonis. So with that, I come over here to my faction board and I add these 2 new mines over here so that my workers can now fill these slots in the future. Okay. Man, I love our camera setup. Nobody's got a better camera setup than the Angry Joe Show for board games. I mean, look at this shit. Look at this shit.
But you gotta tell people when they get the table.
Got everything. All right. That is the... no, there's still some more. There's one more raid token over there.
One more for me.
And one
Build.
more. What the...
Unfortunate.
I'm gonna get closer down there. So, you've got another build, which means you can build. Do you have any resources left and any workers left?
I've got 1 worker, but no resources.
Okay. Then you well, can't build.
Yep.
Joe.
Now that I know how it goes.
Build.
All right. Do you have any workers and resources
Yep.
left?
They do. Quite a bit.
Okay, go ahead.
1, 2.
AJ, X on planet cards means partially depleted planet. Please turn over your card. Aha. Okay. I was wondering what these X's mean. So he's talking about this.
Is it the ones that we just took over this turn or ones that we used for resources?
Oh, that means they're partially depleted, but they're not partially depleted now. We need to look at the depleted system to understand what depleted stuff means. So make sure your cards don't show the X's, I'm guessing. Do you know what page of the rules that is on, Logaham? X are over mine. Laugan. I'll go into the rules here and see. How does something become depleted? Index. Surprisingly, there's no mention of depletion in the index. That sucks. I know it's over mine, but how does it become that state? Here we are. Resource cards. Normally, the left side is a normal side, and then this side is a depleted side. Every planetary provides gas or minerals. When a player harvests a resource from one of his areas, he must place one of his available worker tokens on that resource card, indicating that one unit of that resource has been gathered that game turn. Should an area become partially depleted due to forced mining or for any other reason, a player must turn the resource card from its normal side to its partially depleted side. Should an area become depleted, the resource card is removed from the game and placed back in the box. Such an area is no longer providing resources. So the only way it can happen is forced mining or any other reason, which I guess are event cards
Like
and
if
shit
a
like
meteor
that.
strikes the planet or something.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what force mines. I guess maybe those are cards as well. So just, I wouldn't recommend forced mining.
Strip mine.
All right, Joe. Let us know when you're done with your
done.
building phase. Okay. Well then,
Oh yeah, do I get the cards for the new place that I just
yes, you do.
explored it?
Yes. So what is that called?
That one is a card.
A car row.
Yeah.
So damn, you get 3 cards from a car row. Make sure they're not the X's.
Right. Keep
So
the right
flip
side
'em.
up.
Flip 'em.
Boo.
You shut your mouth.
So why is he getting those cards? Because he expanded out, and now the Zerg control 2 planets.
Zerg
this
rush,
planet,
Zerg
this
rush,
planet.
Zerg rush.
And that truly is a Zerg rush right now, for sure.
Warg.
There's a lot of units there. They may not be able to have much attack power unless they all converge into one area.
I did not do Mr. Puddles. You know if I...
Spending resources.
You know how it goes.
Permanent resources cannot be forced mined. I found the force mining. Force mining allows a player to harvest one extra resource from a resource cost at the cost of partially depleting the card. A player may force mine a card by assigning it one extra worker beyond its capacity. However, you immediately flip over the card to its partially depleted side. If you do it again, then that area will be completely depleted and removed from the game.
Oh, scorched earth, baby. Let's go.
So that's really cool mechanic, because it's like, okay, man, I really need 2 gas this turn, or I'm gonna lose this incoming battle from Joe. So I'm gonna go ahead and assign another worker to it and flip it over and partially deplete it. And you could see that it's starting to fade. That's really cool. So it's starting to fade. And then if I do it again, say fuck it, I need it again, and then you're like, I made this place worthless because it's in the middle of a hot zone with Joe, and he doesn't get the resources, and I'm gonna retreat and force mine the planet, burn it to the ground. All right. So we have now completed our orders phase. Now we do the last section, because remember, it was planning, execution, and then regrouping. So let's see what we do in the regrouping phase. So we're all done, right? Nobody has any orders left?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, so regrouping. During each regrouping, players perform the following steps. Destroy bases and transports. What? During this step, all players simultaneously check for the following conditions. First, if any player has units present in an area containing an opponent's base, it's destroyed. Oh, okay.
Oh.
So the bases are destroyed at the end.
Wipe us out.
Then, if any transport on the board does not have at least one friendly base on either of the 2 planets it is connecting to, it is destroyed. So Joe still has forces on that planet, so that transport is safe. I still have forces on both, so that's safe. Same with you. You have forces on that, so that's safe. Next, number 2, lose resource cards. To avoid losing resources acquired thus far in the game, a player must meet both of the following conditions for each resource card he holds at this point. You must have a base on the corresponding planet. If he does not, he loses all of the resource cards for that planet. No, so we got to build bases on these before we get to
And that's why
have it.
I did it, unfortunately, in reverse.
But that's okay. We got to mine them anyway, right?
Oh.
So that we're fine on that.
No, I didn't get the bonus for those yet.
I know.
I'll be back for you.
Joe, did you get any planets? No. Oh yeah, you
Just
got-
one.
What?
That one, right?
No, you. Oh yeah.
We
Oh,
have
no,
a base on one.
Yeah, we do have a base on one. All right, we have a unit on one, right? Or did we do that wrong? Go Sara, go Sara. Tarsonis. I took Tarsonis from you. Is that Tarsonis?
No.
What is that?
What do you mean? This is my planet.
Oh yeah. You got 2 cards for your planet. Your planet with the base on it. Yeah. So I don't lose the cards that have the base on it, which is mine is Garo Sana. But me and Ray, our planets, we did not put a base on it, so we have to put those cards back.
Yeah.
Yet we don't have a.
Or do we get them and just don't get the benefits?
Yeah. So we put the cards back.
Okay.
Until you get the base. Then let's see. An area corresponding to each resource card must not contain an enemy unit or base. If it does, the player loses the resource card. He must have a base on the corresponding planet. If he does not, he loses all the resources. If a player loses a resource card because he does not meet both of the above conditions, place it back into the resource deck. If there are any workers present on a resource card when it is lost, those workers are immediately destroyed. That would have fucked us quite a bit.
I'm glad I got
So I'm
warriors,
going
not
to
technicians.
no. I'm gonna say we're gonna skip that because had we known that, we would have built the base.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I didn't know how the stack worked. Otherwise, I obviously would have
So
put the base
so
first.
basically, from now on, when you're doing a planet invasion, if you're battling another person or you're just simply colonizing, make sure that you plant the base there if you're going to start putting workers on those resources immediately. Otherwise, you're going to lose it. All right. And then gain resource cards. For each planet on which a player has a base, he gains the resource card for every friendly area on the planet. If a player is the only player on a planet with a base, he also takes the resource card for each empty area on the planet. Normally, when a player gains a resource card, it should be placed next to his faction sheet with its non-depleted side face up. But if a player gains a resource card that corresponds to a partially depleted area, it should remain partially depleted. Retrieve your workers. Move all workers from their unavailable workers to their available workers.
Sweet. Everyone out of the mines.
Finally, gain conquest points. Most planets have a single area that provides conquest points to its controller. These are indicated by the point icon, the red icon. These are awarded for a given area by the numerical side. During this step, each player gains a number of conquest points into area each controls. Okay. So where do we track conquest points? So how many conquest points do you get, Joe?
One.
Yes, because you control one red area. So blue goes 1. Yellow, me. I control 2. I go to 2. Ray controls none, but his home base has 2. So by default, Ray goes to 2. So it's a tie right now between me and Ray. Joe behind by 1. Check for normal victory. If one or more players have accumulated 15 of those conquest points, the game is over and that player will win.
Cool.
Check for special victory. Check to see if any player has achieved their special victory, because that is different for every faction in the game. So, let's see. Joe, win by controlling 6 territories containing minerals and or gas during stage 3. Joe only controls right now 2 territory that contain gas or crystals. Ray, win by having a base on 3 different planets during stage 3. Ray only has a base on 1 planet. Me, win by controlling more territories than each other opponent during stage 3. That's going to be hard to do, considering I'm playing a Zerg player. Right now, I actually have... I don't have... Ray has 1 more territory than I do. He has 7 to my 6. So I don't win that. Okay, that was special victory. And plus, those are only happening in stage 3. Stage 3 of the game. We're only in stage 1. All right, play event cards. So you remember now how we were gaining event cards?
Mm-hmm.
Players now simultaneously and secretly read the event cards they received and place face down in the play area during the execution phase. Then in clockwise order, starting with the first player, each player may, if he wishes, choose to execute 1 of his event cards. After a player has executed his event card, his remaining event cards are revealed and discarded without effect. After an event card has been executed, it is discarded unless it instructs the player to place it in his play area. Such cards are placed next to the faction sheet. Note that players who have drawn the End is Near event card must choose those cards to play during this setup without discarding.
I only have 1.
I have 2.
I will not win. I'm already struggling.
Every day he's struggling.
Okay, so just to show you an example, I got 2, and I get to choose between these 2 stage 1 event cards. So I'm going to look at them now.
Ooh, I almost looked at mine. Bad Ray. In order, yeah?
No. You look at it. Everybody simultaneously looks at them. But I play mine first. So I either have a free retreat or a free technology.
I don't like the way you said that, Ray.
Hey, neighbor.
I don't like that at all.
Oh, you about to love.
About to love it.
Watch me Zerg. And watch me Nene. I'm going to leave it here for chat to see.
I guess I will.
Don't worry, OJ. I'll be your backdoor man.
You son of a bitch.
I'm gonna choose the.
I chose violence.
But why? Why?
Because it's Zerg. It's what we do.
Why?
Wah. Pronounce it right.
Why?
Wah. You're lucky there's no red factions. Oh, wait. You're blue, but your guys look red.
Yeah, we're colorblind.
Hey, I don't discriminate. We swarm everyone equally.
All right, I'm gonna choose the free retreat. So everybody know I actually have a free retreat that I can fire off at any time, and then I have to discard the other one. Ray, what is yours? Is it play? Does it say place in your play area?
Oh, no. This is
It
a fun
happens
one.
right now.
Emergency routing. I can move up to 2 of my transports to any other navigation routes or gain, God damn it, gain 1 free transport.
So let me fix that right now, Ray. So
Okay.
the card, every time you put it down, you put it upside down. Is there something that I should be doing?
No. I
because-
just have to remember which way to place it in there.
Okay.
It's relative to the camera.
Anyways, what did you say it does?
Okay, emergency routing. Move up to 2 of my transport to any other navigation routes or gain 1 free transport on any navigation route.
Nice. Fuck yeah. Do you want a free transport?
I believe I'll take a free transport.
Excellent. Grab one of your ovals.
Hey, buddy.
Protect the back door.
No.
Aha. Okay. It's going not where we thought.
I got you.
Pull the card from the cam.
Oops, sorry.
So it's going right here, which he's forming a bridge to continue his domination of the galaxy. So, Joe, we might actually need to think about allying against this motherfucker over here.
Well, I gotta move forward.
Oh, so you're just gonna clash into my forces?
Where else
are
am I
you?
supposed to go?
I know, but I get to build one this turn.
Fuck. Okay.
No, because unless I build a base, I can't go anywhere because I don't want it destroyed.
Joe has the means to get to
Otherwise,
this badass planet here.
Otherwise I'd have went there.
You don't have to move forward, Joe. You can backdoor Ray. All right. Anyways, so then after we play event card, Joe, what's your event card? Play it.
Aggressive strategy. Place in your play area, your combat card hand limit increases by 1. In addition, you may draw 1 additional combat card each
So what
There's a
is
combat
time
card
you
limit.
start
I
a
was
battle.
wondering.
Yeah, because I have too many. All right, cool. We know that Joe will have an increased and what? Increase limit
increase
and?
limit and increase get another battle card each
Okay.
time you start the battle.
Okay. So Joe's going to be really good in his next combat. And then
Hope so.
finally, discard combat cards. During this step, each player must discard combat cards of his choice down to his hand limit. Normally, a player can hold a maximum of 6 combat cards in his hand. Players playing a Terran faction, Joe, however, has a hand limit of 8. Oh, you're fancy now, huh?
Ooh.
Note that some special abilities can also increase a player's hand limit. Note that each player's hand limit only limits the number of cards actually in his hand. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 combat cards. I actually need to discard down 1.
And I'm at 4, so I'm Gucci.
All right, I'm discarding that combat card. And then finally, the final step is pass the first player token. I was wondering about that. Does this game lock a first player? So
Wait, I only get the 3 towards.
Ray is
that
now the
move.
first player,
That goes back.
and then I will be the last. All right, winning the game. There are 4 ways of victory can be achieved: normal, special, end game victory. 2 of the end draws near event cards have been played, or the elimination victory, rare. All players but 1 have been eliminated.
When they've been tabled.
When they've been tabled. You table everyone else. You have to
It's gonna be me.
You have to be really fucking good. All right. That is 1 full turn. That is the setup and 1 full turn, 2 hours and 20 minutes. So we will actually get to playing the game turn
Rusty,
2
thank you so much
and
for getting
on.
out 5.
But first, I'm going to restart the stream and get us a fresh stream here.
I thought it was at the end of turn. That's the
Ray,
only reason.
rulebook 5. I think it is immediately destroyed.
Without
Your
bay, you need a
transport
bay.
window.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I
Base.
thought if I placed it, then I had till the end of my following turn. Otherwise, obviously, I'd put it
No,
there
he
so it
has
could
until the following turn
survive. Yeah,
because
so I have to put a base there.
you're gonna have to put a base there. Yeah,
And fortunately, I have units, which
think-
is what I tried to set up for the next turn.
yeah, that's
Then I can slingshot and take that.
correct. That is checked because we read that at some point. Destroy bases and transports. That's at the regrouping phase,
Right,
number
but
1.
since we were after that and
Right.
went to the event card.
Right. Okay, so here we go. We will be right back, and we will start the game on turn 2.
Doomed.
Trust me, because if it
Joe, why are you doomed?
just like if,
Here's
if
the
it would
thing,
have been
Joe. Let me-
destroyed, I would have put it there because I know I'm expecting company anyway, since my pants are pretty much around my ankles there, and it is a resource.
Okay,
since
so
playing.
I'm gonna admit Joe is in a disadvantageous position, right? Joe has the capability of attacking you, but Joe is so non-confrontational.
Well,
he's
no,
not gonna
I
attack
need to
any.
move. I need to move my
You
transport.
have to. You have to move your transport or build new transports.
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to expand out in multiple directions if you are standing to win. Ray can expand out relatively unchallenged this way until I start expanding, except for the link between him and Joe. They can obviously fight each other. So if a person has an advantageous position, it's probably me and it's probably Ray. I think Joe is in kind of the worst position because he already lost territory. He would be in a good position if he won the territory, right? So I can't say that. I think it's fine. I think it's somewhat balanced. We'll have to see and we'll have to play. But all right, so I'm about to end the stream, and I don't think he's in that bad of a position. He lost his forces, but look at his planet. Joe has motherfucking 5 infantry, and I only have 3. So he's about to counterpunch. If who knows? So we'll be right back and start the stream.